Imagine an aircraft that first flew in 1952 and is still on active combat duty today. Imagine a machine you can hear from 500 miles away, one that carries nuclear weapons and flies across oceans without landing. This isn't science fiction. This is the Tupolev Tu-95, and it's still in the sky.
Today, we're breaking this monster down, piece by piece.
The Tu-95 is a strategic bomber and missile carrier of the Soviet and now Russian Air Force. Named Bear, and that's fitting. It looks massive and clumsy, but it's extraordinarily dangerous. Wingspan, 164 feet. Length, 151 feet. Maximum takeoff weight, 414,000 pounds. But the most remarkable thing about this aircraft isn't its size. After World War II, the United States had the B-36, a massive intercontinental bomber. Stalin wanted an answer. The assignment went to the design bureau of Andrei Tupolev, a man who had survived the Soviet gulags himself, yet continued designing aircraft even behind bars. In 1950, the design work began. The requirements were brutal. Range of 9,300 miles, bomb load of 26,000 pounds, speed exceeding 500 miles per hour. Combining all of that in a single aircraft seemed impossible. The first flight took place on November 12, 1952. Test pilot Alexei Perelet lifted the machine into the sky above Zhukovsky. Even then, it was clear. This was something special. The aircraft was designed in Moscow at OKB 156, Tupolev's design bureau on Radio Street. Production was set up at the aviation plant in Kuibyshev, modern-day Samara. Every single production Tu-95 was assembled there. The most unique feature of the Tu-95 is its 4 NK-12 turboprop engines. Each one produces 15,000 horsepower. This is still the most powerful turboprop engine ever built. The NK-12 was designed by Nikolai Kuznetsov at his design bureau in Kuibyshev, the same Kuznetsov whose engines were later used on the N-1 moon rocket. Each engine drives 2 contra-rotating propellers, one behind the other, spinning in opposite directions. 4 blades each. That's 16 massive blades total on one aircraft. This is exactly why the Tu-95 is so incredibly loud. By acoustic measurements, it's louder than a jet engine. A swept wing at 35 degrees, highly unusual for a propeller aircraft. Propeller planes typically use straight wings, but Tupolev took the risk, and it paid off. The swept wing pushed the top speed to nearly 575 miles per hour. For a propeller-driven aircraft, this is an absolute world record, and nobody has broken it since. The Tu-95 is equipped with a refueling probe in the nose section. Inside the fuselage sits an enormous bomb bay. It can carry up to 12 thermonuclear bombs, or K-55 and K-101 cruise missiles with a range of up to 3,400 miles. That means the Tu-95 can launch a missile over Russian territory and reach any target across Europe. The crew consists of 7 people. Pilots sit in a traditional cockpit with control columns, but there's one unique detail: a tail gunner. The tail section housed a gun turret with 2 23mm cannons. Modern versions removed it, but in early variants, it saved crews from intercepting fighters. During the Cold War, the Tu-95 regularly flew toward the borders of the United States and the United Kingdom. NATO scrambled fighters to intercept. It was a game of nerves. Soviet crews photographing American aircraft carriers, while Americans photographed Tu-95s at close range. 1961. The Tu-95 participated in the loudest nuclear test in history. It was the aircraft that dropped the Tsar Bomba over Novaya Zemlya. 58 megatons, the most powerful explosion in human history. The aircraft survived, but the shockwave caught it hundreds of miles away and threw it hundreds of feet downward. Since 2022, the Tu-95 has been actively used against Ukraine, launching Kh-101 cruise missiles from Russian territory and the Caspian Sea. This aircraft has become one of the primary instruments of missile terror against Ukrainian cities. And finally, facts about the Tu-95 that will genuinely surprise you. Fact 1. The Tu-95 can be heard from 500 miles away. NATO submarines learn to detect its presence through the sound of its propellers traveling through water, even while submerged beneath the ocean's surface. Fact 2. This aircraft is older than most of the people who maintain it. Some airframes in active service are over 60 years old. They're constantly upgraded, but the skeleton is pure Soviet. Fact 3. The Tu-95 never officially participated in real combat until 2015. For over 60 years, it was purely a weapon of intimidation, and only in Syria did it finally fire cruise missiles in anger. Fact 4. The propeller blade tips rotate so fast they approach the speed of sound. This is the exact reason for that distinctive, piercing scream the aircraft makes. Fact 5. There's a naval variant called the Tu-142, designed to hunt submarines. It's actually longer than the original and has an even greater operational range. The Tu-95 is a paradox of aviation, a propeller aircraft with jet-like speed, a machine from the 1950s still fighting in the 2020s, a Cold War symbol still on active combat duty. Tupolev's engineers created something so perfectly engineered that no country on Earth has built anything capable of replacing it, not even Russia. If you found this interesting, hit like. It genuinely helps the channel grow. Subscribe. Next week, we're breaking down another legendary aircraft. And drop a comment below. What piece of machinery do you want to see next?